Hey, sixth graders. In this video, I'm going to go through the notes for hardness. You would need to watch this video if you are in orchestra and you missed class on Tuesday. We went through these notes. It's really short, it's just one slide, just a couple bullet points. So let's just get right into it, okay? The property of hardness is a really useful property for minerals for a couple of reasons. First of all, hardness is going to help determine what products the mineral is used for or in, right? So if you have a mineral that is hard, that's going to be a nice durable um, material that we would use for building materials or for other types of useful metals and things. Those that would be an important feature of a hard mineral, right? Soft minerals obviously we would not want to use those because they would not be durable for um, construction materials and things like that. So that's one reason why this is such a useful property. It's also really useful for geologists and for you guys later on in this unit because it's usually the starting place where we look to try to identify minerals. Because when you know if a mineral is soft or if a mineral is hard, it kind of cancels out and eliminates all those other choices of the other type of minerals. And so it really narrows down which mineral you're looking for by getting rid of a lot, right? It'd be like if we were trying to figure out a who done it in class, right? And there was one like really big clue, like the person has black hair, like that's for sure certain. Then we know everyone that doesn't have black hair, it cannot be, and it really narrows down what we can look for, right? And so geologists like to start with hardness as one of the first properties they check for when they're trying to identify a mineral. All right. Now, it doesn't help to do it just alone, just like we've learned with all the minerals. You're going to, or with all the properties. You're going to need some of the other ones as well. But this is a great place to start. Okay. So, hardness is not about the mineral breaking, as you might think. It's easier than that. Hardness of a mineral is based on the mineral's resistance to scratching. The mineral's resistance to scratching. Soft minerals are going to be easy to be scratched, right? You'd be able to scratch a soft mineral pretty easy with another material that also is pretty soft. The harder the material, the more difficult it's going to be to scratch that mineral. Now, to really help with the classification part, a geologist a long time ago by the name of Frederick Mohs came up with the Mohs hardness scale. And it's a ranking system so that it really categorizes for us the hardness of a mineral and where that mineral would fall. And it's a simple scale. And just like everything else, there are way more minerals than there are just numbers on this scale. It's just a simple scale from 1 to 10. And obviously, there's way more than 10 minerals, 10 different types of minerals in the world. So yes, the different minerals can share the same ranking on the Mohs scale, but again, if it's a low number, then that tells us, oh, it's a soft mineral and it can't be any of these hard ones, right? And so that's the last thing to write in here is that the scale goes from 1 to 10 with it increasing in its resistance to scratching. So the soft minerals are the low numbers. Talc is usually the mineral featured for number 1, like it shows here in the picture. And then all the way up to 10. And 10 is usually reserved just for diamond. Okay, diamond is the hardest mineral, one of the hardest known substances naturally created. So we won't have any 10s in our class, but 10 is usually reserved for diamond. Okay, and then everything in between. And it's kind of into tiers, right? Like if we think about minerals that are ranked a 1, 2, or 3, we're going to consider those kind of the softer of the minerals. A 4, 5, maybe even 6, those are kind of just like in the middle. And then anything that's like 7, 8, 9 to 10, where those are our hard minerals. And again, so if you know that a mineral has a ranking of like 6.5 or 7, then you know already that it can't be anything that's pretty soft. It's got to be one of the harder minerals. And that helps with the identification. Okay? All right, that's it for the notes. Have that in there. You guys have already worked on the lab. If you didn't finish the lab, you'll get a chance to do so in an advisory later in the week. Thanks. Bye.